Have you ever told yourself, if I just work a little harder, if I put in another 10-hour day, if I answer emails tonight, I will finally get caught up? Here's the truth. Working harder isn't solving the problem. In fact, for many entrepreneurs, working harder is actually making the problem worse because the issue isn't usually the effort. It's the business foundation underneath everything you're trying to build. So today I'm going to explain why working more hours rarely creates more freedom, what successful businesses do differently, and how you can identify the real bottlenecks inside your business. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Saskia from Optima Operations Consulting, where we help entrepreneurs build businesses with clarity, systems, leadership, and intentional growth. If that sounds helpful, make sure you subscribe because every single week I share practical strategies that help you build a business that works for you, not because of you. Now let's get started. Most entrepreneurs are incredibly hardworking. That isn't the problem. The problem is what happens every time something breaks. A customer needs help, you jump in. Someone forgets something, you fix it. Sales slow down, you work the weekends. The team has questions, they come directly to you. Your calendar fills up, you stay up later. Eventually, your entire business becomes so dependent on one person, you. The dangerous part, it starts feeling normal. You convince yourself that this is just what entrepreneurship looks like, but it actually isn't. Businesses aren't meant to become heavier as they grow. They're supposed to become stronger. Growth should create leverage, not exhaustion. So if you're working harder isn't the answer, what actually is? So imagine building a house. Halfway through construction, you notice cracks forming in the foundation. Would you solve that problem by hiring more painters? Of course not, because the issue isn't the paint. It's underneath the structure. Businesses work exactly the same way. Many entrepreneurs are trying to solve revenue problems, team problems, productivity problems, time problems, customer problems, when the real issue is the foundation supporting the business. When you work 80 hours a week, but if your priorities aren't clear, your operations aren't organized, your processes only exist in your head, your team depends on you, you're constantly reacting, those extra hours won't create lasting results. They simply hide the real issue for another week. Working harder creates costs that many entrepreneurs don't notice until much later. It affects your family. You miss dinners, school events, vacations, conversations because you are mentally still at work. It affects your health. Your stress increases, your sleep decreases, decision fatigue becomes normal. It affects your business. Instead of improving systems, you're constantly putting out fires. And eventually your business reaches a ceiling. Not because demand isn't there, but because your capacity is. Your business can only grow as fast as the person carrying everything. And eventually the person burns out. And that's you. So what should entrepreneurs focus on instead? At Optima Operations Consulting, we teach that sustainable businesses are built on 6 foundation areas. Everything starts with vision, because you need to know exactly where your business is going. With operations, is your time aligned with your priorities? With processes, could someone else perform your work consistently? With leadership, are you building leaders or collecting followers? Growth, are you scaling intentionally or simply getting busier? And finally, personal, because your business will never become healthier than the person leading it. When these 6 foundations become stronger, everything else becomes so much easier. Decision making improves, delegation becomes possible, growth becomes sustainable, and the business no longer depends entirely on you. You're actually able to find areas where you can automate your business as well. And that's the difference between working harder and building smarter. So now take a moment and honestly ask yourself, if I disappeared for 2 weeks, would my business continue operating? Can my team solve problems without me? Do I know exactly where we're headed? Do we have documented systems? Am I leading proactively or am I simply reacting every single day? If any of those questions made you a little uncomfortable, that is okay. Awareness is the first step towards the improvement. Here's what I want you to remember. Your business probably isn't struggling because you aren't working hard enough. You're likely already working incredibly hard. But the real question is, are you working on the right things? Because adding more effort to a weak foundation doesn't create a stronger business. It actually simply creates a more exhausted entrepreneur. That's exactly why I created the free business foundation assessment. In just a few minutes, 7 to be exact or less, you'll receive personalized insights into which of the 6 foundations may be holding your business back and where you should focus first. You'll walk away with clarity instead of guessing. You can find the link in the description below. And if this video helped you think slightly differently about your business, give it a thumbs up, like it, subscribe to the channel, and share it with another entrepreneur who needs to hear this message. Remember, structure creates freedom. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.